our program, and so I'd like your undivided attention as we jump into the program directly. At this time, I'd like to welcome Akaras Moses Gray, who's going to welcome us and introduce the program for which we are taught. Thank you so very much. Honorable Gray.
Zekwe, CDC, Zekwe. Cha, CDC, cha. Amanda. Zekwe. My coalition for democratic change, Zekwe. We heard now. Amanda, our distinguished speaker, the third most powerful person in the history of our government in the Republic of Liberia. Sir. Members of the dominable majority black of the Liberian National Legislature seated here today. Our distinguished chairman of the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change and members of the National Executive Committee of the Mighty Coalition, the governing party of the Republic of Liberia. So, well-wishers and members of the opposition community monitoring this program live on our way of radio, members of the Fourth Estate, members of the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change around the world. We want to welcome each and every one of you here today. Today marks the true essence of the Blue Revolution as we approach December 8th, to obtain a maximum, a mammoth or gargantuan, absolute majority victories in the political landscape of our country. December 8th is no child's play. And today, members of the National Executive Committee of the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change, you are here today because those of us that you have entrusted and you elected at the National Legislature who believe in the revolutionary cause have amalgamated forces to move on and endorse our 17 candidates, not 15. 15 for the senatorial seat and 2 for the representative seat. Our mission is clear. Our objective is unwavering and unbending. Take the message to the world that victory is certain democratically and politically. Yes. With all much I do, we are here today to ensure that we deploy all of the Fort Sawyers to the length and breadth of the 38,000 square miles and the 350 coastal miles of the Republic of Liberia. Having said that, let me use this occasion and say to you that we are here and we are on the road. And to demonstrate that, as we leave this press conference today, we'll be moving our numbers in the Bannersville community to show a strength of unity, a strength of commitment, a strength of dignity, and a strength of maximum political democratic victory. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gray, for that introduction of the program and welcome remarks. At this time, we will ask the Speaker of the Honorable House of Representatives, the head of the legislature, to make a brief remarks. The Speaker.
Thank you very much. The chairman on the acting chair on executive, chairman on the the Caucus of the CDC, Mini Coalition for Democratic Change, Chairman of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the Lord Mayor, esteemed partisans, members of the press. We are elated to be here, and it is our optimism that where we have planted will have a positive outcome. It is our collective thought that the CDC, the mighty, remains indomitable. We shall win, and we shall win colossally. We will not in any way give rise to people that preach violence and destruction. We are here for two main reasons: reconstruction and reconciliation. These are the pillars that will drive us to success. On this note, we want to welcome all of you who have come in the spirit of oneness to ensure that our tickets, those that have been endorsed by the party through its refinery process, and that which has been concurred with by this August group, that we will give our unflinching support for the realization of victory. So we want to say that thanks for coming. God above, with what we have done, comes December 8th will be the day of reckoning, and that will be the day of victory. Munya, Munya, CDC, Munya, 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 CDC, Munya, Munya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, you have gotten the clear essence of our gallery, and so we want to move straight into business. But before we do that, that is to give our endorsement as caucus members and members who affiliate with the caucus. A cross session of our legislative staff have already planned to endorse the candidacy of the Mosabaro County Senator in waiting. The reason it is important is because predominantly they all come from Mosabaro County and they are voting in Mosabaro County. And so because of that, considering the true essence of this program, they have asked us honorably to read their position statement endorsing Honorable Thomas P. Fallah, who's going to be the Senator of Mosabaro County beginning January next year. So at this time, Matadi, who is a representative of the group, will read their position statement immediately. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Honorable Speaker of the 54th National Legislature, Honorable Dr. Dr. Chima, members of the CDC Caucus, all here present, all protocol observed. Statement of endorsement, Reverend Kevin DJ Matali, conscious Manestava, and employee of the Liberian Legislature. Kevin DJ Matali, official statement endorsing the senatorial candidacy of Honorable Thomas P. Fallah, Representative District number 5, Mosabaro County, by the conscious Manestava
of the Liberian legislature for Fallah, Christopher, Republic of Liberia. Reading date, November 6, 2020. Honorable Thomas P. Fallah, with a conscious manner staffer and member of the National Legislature, have overwhelmingly agreed after consultation not just watch history as you are supposed to be elected as senator of the motherland. Without hesitation as staffer, we join many brothers to be part of history. We indulge you and cognizance of the fact that your public service record and credentials shows and tell us that you are best suited to lead Mosserado County. At the Liberian Legislature at this particular time of our country history and judging from our performance at the House of Representatives for over the period of years. Since your excellency at the legislature, in 2005 you have discharged the function assigned to you by the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, which primarily include lawmaking, representation, and oversight effectively. Some of the legislation introduced by you include the following: an act to amend provision of the Bureau of the Business Corporation Act, Chapter Association Law of Liberia, to file a new code of law relating to various shares and to create a new section 5.17 relating to the custodian of Bureau share. An act adopted a bill for a bi-weekly civil servant payment system in Liberia in 2012. An act to create the Pinsville Community College in the Pinsville representation as in line with his function of representation as prescribed by the Constitution of Liberia. Honorable Fallah has made and continue to make proper representation at the legislature, some of which also include community intervention. For example, the rehabilitation of the Peatan Community Road, the rehabilitation of the Bassatan Community Road, and others. Honorable Thomas Fallah has made and continues to make general efforts in the educational sector. Some of the notable efforts include the construction and establishment of key institutions and the award of scholarship both locally and internationally. For example, the construction of the T5 Academic Academy and the T5 University and many more. Ideological biodiversity, county or place, and create a condition of peace, unity, and prosperity among our people in this county. Evident by our several portfolio and assignment in the House of Representatives over the year, for example, Chairman Committee on Waste, Means, Finance, and Development Planning, Chairman Committee on Public Account and Expenditure, Chairman Committee on Maritime. As we endorse and coordinate you today as our preferred candidate for the senatorial seat of Mosserado County, we sincerely request that you use your lobbyist authority to address some of the issues confronting staff of the House of Representatives, such as employee insurance. Over the years, insurance has been very helpful to us as staff. As staff of the legislature, but sadly, the insurance, Honorable Speaker, thank God you are here today in this endorsement. May the staff use this endorsement to re-amplify that. The insurance policy has been canceled. Even when the insurance was active, it has always been deducted from our takes whom salary. Constable, our chairman, Kevin DJ Matale, with my member, Father B. Paul, co-chair, and all other female auxiliary here from both houses. Constable therefore requests that you intervene, Mr. Speaker, to have the insurance restored and the burden of premium payment be shifted to the House of Representatives.
Amanda! Zayo! Going to the Senate, we're talking to Zayo! Zayo! Here's where we come in, Zayo! Amanda!
Because of time, let me re-emphasize that Honorable Fallah, not just a speaker, but we believe in lobbyist power and we are with the rest of the members to do this for the staff. Honorable Fallah, as we endorse you today as our preferred candidate, we, the members of Constapa, will be fully prepared to constitute into a campaign, engineering and move to every nook and corner, house to house, door to door, to ensure you are elected in the upcoming December As you may know, Constaba is a conglomeration of Liberians from different political persuasions. Kevin DJ Machado here are here for the Unity Party. Morris Moses Monga here for the Unity Party, who have seen the needs and necessity to elect you to the Liberian Senate. Therefore, we, the conscious manifesto of the National Legislature of the Republic of Liberia, assemble here today on the 6th day of November, AD 2020, to endorse and declare you, Honorable Fallah, as our preferred candidate in the upcoming midterm senatorial election. Respectfully submitted by Constable endorsed for me, son Kevin DJ Machado, Chairman, Oliver W. Bar, Co-Chairman, Sheikh Alaman, Secretary, General Patrick B. Paul, Financial Secretary, Moses M. Monga, Spokesperson, Aaron Kezeli, Mobilization Chair, Ali Saka, Assistant Secretary, Limu, Flomo, Chair Lele, BMP Salis, Senior Assistant Secretary for Planning. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the concerned staffers for the endorsement. Subsequently, a comment is going to be made towards that endorsement as we move along. At this time, we will now shift to the chairman of our caucus, who's going to read our position statement as it relates to this endorsement ceremony. Mr. Chairman, the floor is now yours.
C'est quoi, chairman, c'est quoi? Cha, chairman, cha. Amanda! Speak, chairman, speak! Speak, chairman, speak!
Honorable Speaker, Honorable National Chairman of the Mali Coalition for Democratic Change, Honorable members of the 54th Legislature, Honorable City Mayor of the City of Monrovia, members of the 4th Estate, one and all. I commence my reading immediately. Whereas the 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia requires that the people of the Republic shall choose their president, vice president, representatives, and senator through a democratic electoral process for a tenure of 6 years for president, vice president, and members of the House of Representatives, and 9 years for members of the Senate. Whereas it is required that midterm elections be held for half of total members of the 15 senators of the Senate whose tenure have expired, and that by election be held to fill the vacant seat in the Senate or House of Representatives as a result of death, resignation, or incapacity of any of its members. Whereas, based on the schedule published by the National Elections Commission, December 8, 2020 is a date set for the special senatorial midterm elections for 15 senators from the 15 counties and 2 by-elections for District 9, Moserado County, and District 2, Sando County. Whereas the Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC, as a political party, has selected the below formidable candidates to contest for all 15 seats in the special senatorial elections and 2 representative by-elections through a national democratic primary process, namely Honorable Thomas P. Fallah, Moserado County, Honorable Milton G. Finley, Grand Bassa County, Honorable Ava K. Okokolo Jones, Maigibi County, Honorable Jeremiah K. Kuhn, Nema County, Honorable J. Alex Tyler, Bomi County, Senator Henry W. Yala, Bon County, Honorable James P. Barney, Maryland County, Senator George T. Tenberg, Lofa County, Dr. Peter Como, Grand Creek County, Senator Victor Vani Wasi, Grand Cape County, Honorable Zoe Emmanuel Penu, Grand Jeda County, Honorable Adventus Dallas Gue, Riverside County, Senator Augustine Chia, Sando County, Honorable Charles Bade, River G County, Honorable Alfred G. Kwewu, Bapolu County, and for the position of representatives in the upcoming by-elections, Honorable Frank Safoko, District 9, Moserado County, and Honorable Samson Weir, District 2, Sando County. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC Legislative Caucus, chaired by myself, and other collaborating legislators, do hereby endorse all of the named candidates and have pledged our fullest support to ensure that they get elected in the ensuing elections on December 8, 2020. We have therefore affixed our signatures as a confirmation of this pledge on the 6th day of November, and I will ask the Master of Ceremony to read out the names of all that have signed. Let this be noted that additional members of the caucus are still signing. At present, we have 34 members who have affixed their signature duly to endorse our candidates.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I just want to go to the listing.
Go ahead.
Let it be noted again, the chairman has emphasized that those who have signed are those who are readily available. We have got tons of our colleagues who are out of town, and as and when they should have come, they will all sign before this listing is officially published. Honorable Dr. Barbara Chambers signed, Maryland County. Chairman Alex Chester Grant, Grand Jeda County. Honorable Christian Omen Duncan, Sino County. Honorable Joseph Somrabi, Lima County. Honorable Martin D. Zaza, Sino County. Honorable Councilor J. Bonatipopa, Branco County. Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, Moserado County. Honorable Clarence Gea, Magibi County. Honorable Tibarusa Tampowe, Magibi County. Honorable Solomon C. George, Moserado County. Honorable Haja Fatah Sion, Bomi County. Honorable J. Marvin Co, Bom County. Honorable Africo, Babulu County. Honorable Thomas P. Fallah, Moserado County. Of course, those who are running are signing because they are also supporting our candidates in the different counties. Yes. That is to say, Honorable Fallah is going to be supporting Jeremiah Kuhn in Niba County. So I hope you understand why I'm calling his name. Honorable D. WC for Nukuta, Moserado County. Honorable Mama P. Bishop, Bomi County. Honorable Jimmy Smith, Moserado County. Honorable Albert Jones, Margibi County. Honorable Matthew Fairplay Joe, Bassett County. Honorable Edward Papi Flogo, Montserrat County. And then Honorable Sam Joseph, Montserrat County. Honorable George General, Lupa County. Honorable Augustine Chile, Sando County. Honorable Brandon Watson, Grand Cape County. Honorable Dallas A. Guer, Riverside County. Honorable Jeremiah Kuhn, Nima County. So those are our police who are readily available who signed. And like I said initially, as and when the rest of the police have returned to town, they will sign. And this listed as a manifestation of our support to all of our colleagues in the 15. All of our candidates in the 15 counties and our 2 representative candidates in Sino and Montserrat County, we are only fully supporting them and canvassing for them. Having read the listing, I'd like to turn over again to the chairman if he has concluded his statement, and then we can move to the next stage.
Thank you, Honorable Dixon Wulawi Sibo of Ninku Town. So,
No. So thank you so much, Mr. Chair. At this time, for remarks, we have 2 of the candidates to speak. Honorable Fallah will speak because again, an endorsement was done from the staff of the level. And then Senator Gua will speak on behalf of all the 17 candidates. And then the chairman of our party is going to be the one receiving officially this endorsement, because our endorsement will be implemented and actualized through his office. Thank you so very much. At this time, Honorable Fallah is your turn.
Thank you, Honorable Sibo. Mr. Speaker, Chairman of the Caucus, Chairman of our party, distinguished colleagues of the legislature, our staffers, members of the folk estates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure again to be back home after a few months of aggressive community engagement. Today I'm glad to be in this sacred conference room. Few years ago, this conference room, as we are all aware, colleagues, is historic. An endorsement took place here where His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia today, was endorsed by members, colleagues of like minds in 2014. There were commitments made that we were going to canvass, go all into the 16 or 15, no, but there was 14 districts in Montserrat County to make sure that Ambassador George Mandewia becomes Senator of Montserrat County. True to our voice, we work with partisans, we work with friends, we work with affiliates, Liberians and people of Montserrat County as full representation of our constituents. We collectively achieved that and made Ambassador Weir Senator. Today he's our president. I begin by saying, for and on behalf of our colleagues, the 15 of us, those present and those that are out there engaging, we will commence by saying thank you to God first for affording us an opportunity to be here today. With that said, we also want to extend our appreciation to the President, our standard bearer, our political leader, for entrusting us as lieutenants that he has unleashed by extension through the party to move into the 15th political subdivision of our country in making sure that we aggressively, progressively campaign and come back victorious. As the chairman of our party, we also continuously will always say thank you, honor your stewardship for playing leadership through the primaries committee, Honorable Koji, for selecting us among our colleagues. We had a tough primaries. In some cases, it was very tough, but we emerged victorious, thereby putting us on the party's ticket. We will not get tired appreciating you, our colleagues. As we are all aware, for those of us that have been in this theater, even some of our colleagues have been with us for the last 2 to 3 years. I know we agree with us that in this theater is a theater of maturity. It's a theater of lobby. It is a theater of network. No matter who you think you are, with all of the accolades, when you enter this theater, you must understand political networking. If you don't see if you don't understand political networking, you will be talking and talking and talking during all of the talk shows, but you're not going to achieve anything on behalf of the people. The Constitution states that our functions are clear: representation, oversight, and lawmaking. If you must achieve those 3 functions, you must network properly. Because no matter how your communication is charged with logic, if you cannot properly network, that communication will not suffice. Even if it do suffice on the floor, you're not going to achieve. Honor the breach.
Amanda! Amanda! C'est quoi qui parle pour le pas networking? C'est quoi?
I listen to some of our colleagues that just got in the theater. Normally you listen to them, they will tell you we shaking tables. Yeah, we don't shake tables, we network. We lobby, we negotiate. That's what we do to achieve on behalf of our people that we represent. I believe we represented them adequately. That's why we're giving opportunity in Maserati to have been enlightened in my case 3 times. We're not shaking table, we're not fighting.
The bogus yo! Amanda! Amanda! Sayo! On est européen, Sayo! Sayo! We're going to see us, you also have comme le European star! Sayo!
I normally during my political engagement, I share some of my little ideas with friends, constituents, our people. And just go to our opposition friends, the opposition community. The speaker is here, we were here. I was opportune to have been part of the opposition bloc back then. 12 years we were in this theater. We worked with the then ruling party. We disagreed where necessary. We agreed where necessary for the forward march of our country. We were not in the business of insulting Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf every day. We were not in the business of trying to bring down the image of our government every day. Because this country belongs to all of us. If anything goes wrong, as national leaders, we will be held responsible first. If not, our people that we claim to represent will be the one to feed the pinch. Because probably some of us as national leaders will give leave. But our people that cannot afford will not leave. So some of our leaders that believe that every day to protest and demonstrate is the way I want to say to you, we have to shift the paradigm. National leaders will have national discourse. Sit around the table put your disagreement, do what is necessary on behalf of your people, so that you can achieve and be tier representative like some of us, like some of our colleagues. So we say, thank you, you are our friends. The confidence you have reposed in us. We will continue to respect our friends, our colleagues. We will continue to abide by this caucus, the norms and principles of legislative proceedings. We will continue to work with you. We will continue to work in making sure that the agenda of this government, this president, collectively is achieved. That is why our people gave us that mantle of leadership, responsibility. And we're going to work with you, Mr. President. We're going to work with you, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Protem, the colleagues, if we are opportune to cross the arc, to go in the Senate.
Which one be? Which one be?
They shall come to pass. They shall come to pass. It shall come to pass.
The network will continue in making sure that the objective of this government is achieved. To our staffers, I have been here for the last 50 years. Sometimes we listen to our friends because of politics. It is the right, because this is a political theater to express the views. But we work in this place, we manage our reputation with our colleagues. We bring to the table integrity, we bring to the table credibility. We as national leaders must be able to take responsibility, not necessarily we are wrong, but we must be mature when issues arises. We listen to your petition, your endorsement. Thank you for endorsing me in Moserano County. We again will work with our speaker, our colleagues. If we are also opportune to go in the Senate, to lobby, we're not going to knock our chests and boast that we will achieve it properly, because that authority is not within us as individual senators. But knowing how this place works, we're going to lobby with the colleagues in the Senate and the House to achieve in addressing some of the plight our staff goes through. We respect whatever situation, but we know we have the forward march of our country. The legislature staffers should not always, you can express your dissatisfaction, but to revert into action that will bring this legislature down. We also want to say we plead with you. Let's redirect our way of agitation. Sometimes, yes, we have to talk, we have to speak loud for people to hear us. But for people to say they will bring down capital building, they will bring down capital building, you will stop your bosses from coming to work. Nowhere in the civil war you do that. You lock your gate. Why will someone come and lock the gate tomorrow? How will you defend your bosses or this legislature? So finally, to God be the glory. We are grateful. We say thank you to you, staffers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Chairman of our party. Distinguished colleagues, you can rest assured, as we are about to hit the street, we will engage our people along with you in making sure that the mandate that is being given us, we will achieve. We shall go, we shall conquer, we shall bring victory. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Thomas P. Fallah. You've spoken like a senator.
Thank you, sir.
At this time, Honorable Senator Ware will make brief remarks. He is our senator in waiting, an incumbent senator in Riverside County. Senator Ware.
Thank you, Mr. Sibo. Our Speaker, Chairman of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Legislative Caucus, Chairman for the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change, and
a man described as king maker, our Lord Mayor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today is another significant day in our life and in our political history. Let me begin first by saying thank you to our colleagues in the Legislative Caucus for expressing your desire, your willingness, your unflinching support to the candidates that have been endorsed by our party. One thing we can assure you is that the confidence reposed in us will be clearly proven come December 8th. You know, I'm speaking as a senator that have traveled the political path of Liberia and the political history of the Liberian Senate. That chamber is a place where it is difficult to be re-elected. But, Honorable Chairman, we want to assure you that this 54th legislature, this team of senators that is going to the poll come December 8th, is going to shift the paradigm in favor of the micro coalition of the Yes, indeed, we are treading through convoluted political waters. And sometimes people have their own sentiments. But let me just say this today, that sentiment is not politics. Politics is about numbers. So disregard those sentiments. Go get the numbers. And we are prepared to get those numbers for you, Honorable Chairman, that this team will not disappoint you. We want to say a big thank you to our pro tem, though he's absent. We want to say thank you to the Honorable Speaker, the only great man of our time. We want to say thank you to you, Honorable Molly. You've clearly proven to us that you are a leader. You continue to demonstrate your leadership prowess in spite of what people may say, good or bad. The only thing that a politician does is to prove your opponent wrong. And indeed, you will prove all of our detractors wrong. I want to say thank you to the President of this Republic. On behalf of my colleagues that are going into this race, we want to show Mr. President that your support to us will not be abused. We will prove it to you, our sincerity, our loyalty, our dedication to the agenda of this government. One thing we can say here today, that these men will not waste their time here and will come back here with 2 senators being re-elected. No, that would be a disgrace to us. But we want to assure you that this team of senators you are endorsing today, please, Mr. Chairman, expect no less than 10 senators plus coming back into this chamber being re-elected. And watch out. I told you, politics is not about sentiment, it's about numbers. We are able to prove those numbers, and we're going to make sure that we're going to come back here. I want to say thank you to the 4th estate. Thank you to the staffers for endorsing. You know, the staffers, you owe all the country, because the 15 candidates also have people endorsing you. Yeah. But we can assure you that this is a clear demonstration of your leadership, for which the staffers have to endorse you today. And we pray that you're going to demonstrate that when you come to join us. because this man, Honorable Fallah, is coming to be our second landlord. Our first landlord is out there, Honorable Sir Joseph, and our second landlord is coming in here. Please make more room for us because I know you're going to get more of us. Thank you so much, and let God bless you.
Thank you so much, Senator. Well, as I said, this endorsement is going to be implemented through the office of our national chairperson. And at this time, he's going to accept the endorsement, and then he's going to also give a vote of thanks. As a matter of fact, you are all aware that after this program, we are moving strictly to balancing estate. And so, Mr. Chairman, the floor is now yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sibu. Our great son of Negro Town. Honorable Speaker and members of the legislature. Senator Joseph, who is acting pro tempore of the Liberian Senate. The Lord Mayor of the City of Monrovia, Honorable Jefferson Tambakoji. Staffers of the legislature, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. This is a monumental endorsement of unparalleled significance that is going to be a major determinant of what shall be transpiring on the 8th of December. There are endorsements that come and people take for granted. But there are endorsements of monumental significance, like this one. The only other endorsement that rises in importance more than this one is the one that took place in 2014 when lawmakers, some of whom are in this very room, endorsed Ambassador George Weah, who is now our president. And of course, that endorsement led to a landslide electoral victory in Montserrat in 2014. This is the second of such endorsement that is going to bring tremendous relief to the party on December 8th. So on behalf of the standard bearer of the CDC, the founding father of our party, His Excellency George Manuel Weah, President, I'd like to extend profound gratitude to the organizers of this prolific program